There's no Antifa. This is an entirely imaginary organization. There is not an Antifa.
Like, I don't even know what Antifa is. There is no group.
It's not even like far-right groups like the Proud Boys and Oath Keepers. Compared to right-wing extremists, Antifa-linked violence is rare and limited.
It isn't an organization. It is in many ways mythology.
It's not like the Proud Boys or the Oath Keepers, sort of defined terrorist organizations with leadership that leads violence.
It's not a highly organized movement. It's a moniker. It's not a unified group like the Proud Boys are. Things like Antifa are things that are thought up.
It's all in this guise of going after Antifa, which is nothing. There's no organization called Antifa.
Nobody's a member of Antifa because it doesn't exist. They are just declaring into existence something that doesn't exist.
There is no Antifa organization, so maybe that's good for social media, but it really is non-existent.
They exist on the internet in chat rooms and in 4chan and Discord and places like that, where they run discussion boards, trade tactics, documents, things like that. But none of them are called Antifa.
Hi, everyone. Good morning. Good afternoon. Good evening. Hi, Tiger Eye. How are you doing? So that little clip is the latest example of the globalist-controlled mainstream media, talking head puppets of the globalists. And the person who recorded this or who shared this, created this on Twitter, said that all of those clips that you just watched have occurred in the past few days, or let's say the past week. So all those clips are from the past 7 days. So, he's pointing out they all got the memo from the globalists, and we've seen this again and again, right? I'm sure many of you have seen this type of exact messaging. Like they're all reading from a script. Even we've seen it with politicians, with Congress people, representatives, all giving the exact same message, even using the exact same body language. And I find this one particularly hysterical. First of all, they still think it's 2020. This is what they did all during the fake COVID pandemic, right? They had all these talking heads giving you the same lies. And with the Antifa lie, Antifa doesn't exist. Oh, no. Dr. Carolyn Borisenko has a YouTube channel, and she's been covering and meeting with and going to the conferences of Antifa for, I don't know, the past 6-7 years. She's read their books that they write. Try to say they don't exist is just absolutely hilarious. Now, technically speaking, Antifa and a lot of Antifa groups may not call themselves Antifa. They're doing the satanic, inversions of everything, so that they'll call themselves other names. Like I think the big one in around Portland, Oregon, I forget what the name is. It's Rose City something or other. Like they call it. They're all Antifa, but they call each other different names. They don't. Obviously, if you're an Antifa person who wants to overthrow the government, you're not going to call your group that you advertise online like, hey, Antifa group. They use different names, but they're all Antifa, because you can see by their actions when they go and murder Americans during riots, etc. And what they're doing right now with the, all the pro Gaza stuff is them. They've inflamed it. So, and they get a lot of, people who may or may not be Antifa who fall for the lies of Antifa and go along with it, not realizing they're supporting Antifa who started all this. Yeah. But they are, yes, Tiger Eye, they are the uninformed to alarming degrees. Well, I would argue many of them are, because a lot of them took the jib jab. So a lot of these talking heads are uninformed, but I think many of them are just paid. When you're paid $10,000 a day or whatever these people make, they make a lot of money. You say what the bosses tell you to say. Big Pharma says say this, brought to you by Pfizer. you're going to pass the message on. And these are the same talking heads that told you to get the jib jabs. These are the same talking heads that told you, oh, don't, experts say don't allow your family to come home this holiday season. Now, if they didn't take the jib jab, you should ostracize them and kick them out of your house and not invite them home and fire them and all this stuff. They're the same talking heads. And for whatever reason, people listen to them. And I don't know if people still are. I think a lot less people are listening to them. But this is the same old tactic, and it has been working for decades by the globalists, but now they've finally gotten exposed after the COVID genocide. So, yeah, so here we are. So I'm wondering, they're still doing it. Like you can't teach old dogs new tricks, Klaus Schwab and George Soros. I mean, they're as old as dirt, right? Yeah, programmed. And they're trying to program us. Yeah. Hi, my Ben. How are you? Yeah, so I'm just wondering, because everything's working so far, knock on wood. The chat's working, the emoticons are working. See, when I said the emoticons weren't working the other day, it was that they weren't going across the screen. When you put in some emoticons, they should float around the screen a little bit. It's I forget what it's called, the emotes wall. So real quick, before I start my reading, I want to do some emoticons because this is very exciting. This is the first time this has worked in ages. I can't believe it. My things are working again. What's going on here, huh? What happened here? Yay. I'm pushing out some emoticons. So anyways, I'm going to look at this in a reading today. Why are the globalists doing this? Why are they trying to deny that Antifa exists? Are they getting desperate? Are they just testing to see if people believe that? I mean, it's such gaslighting to the nth degree here. Yeah, I don't get it. What are they trying to prove here with this one? What are they doing? And my emoticons aren't coming up on the screen, are they? I don't see them yet. Okay, there it's up. As soon as I try to do something, the thing breaks down. It stops working. I think my chat software just doesn't like me or something. Oh, no, there it is. Okay, yay, it's working. Check it out. How about the emoticons working? There we go. Finally, yay. So feel free to use the emoticons. I think they're a lot of fun. But let's take a look at the globalists. How desperate are they? Are they desperate? Do they seriously think people still listen to them? Are they just trying to get the brainwashed few that are left to listen to them on mainstream media? Are they trying to get that, still just directing them and ignoring the rest of us who can see right through what they're doing? Let's find out. I mean, these brazen lies, right? Oh, Antifa doesn't exist. But yeah, Meghan Markle was pregnant. Yeah, the most obnoxious lies. And Meghan Markle puts up all these Photoshop pictures, and the press never calls her out. But when Catherine did a picture that was slightly Photoshopped, they put kill shot on it. Remember? They put kill. Today, I was like, wow, that was a threat, right? It seems like that was a threat to her, or it was made to look like it was a threat to her. I don't know what's really going on there. I suspect they're working together, though, because they're all working with the World Economic Forum, pushing the New World Disorder. So they're all Satanists, as far as I'm concerned. They're all pushing to kill all the Christians and bring in this techno tyranny. But they could be battling within themselves, but they're all still on the same New World Disorder, globalist technocracy path. But anyhow, they're no friends. I don't think either of them are friends of ours at any rate. None of them are standing up for the people. I can say that again. So anyway, but let's focus on the globalists, which would include both sides of the Megxit fence, as well as Bill Gates and all the rest of them, all the globalists, Tony Blair and everybody else, Bloomberg, you name it, BlackRock, Vanguard. Why did they put these Why did they have these talking heads come out and say this? Oh, there's no Antifa. Oh, no, there's no Antifa. No, mostly peaceful protests. Remember that one? Where the guy on the talking head who was at a riot where the buildings are all burning down in enormous flames. And he goes, oh, it's mostly peaceful protest. Yeah, everything burned down to cinder. Oh my God. And they're right in front of your eyes. I don't believe your lying eyes, right? Don't believe what you see, just what they tell you, right? Oh, there's no Antifa. Dr. Carolyn Borisenko, she's just hallucinating for the past 7 years. I'm sure they would try to pull that on her, right? I mean, it's just unbelievable. I mean, the charts here. So why are they doing this? Why are the globalists doing this latest psyop of trying to deny that Antifa exists? Why are they doing this? Why are they doing this? What triggered them to come out with this? What are they expecting people to really buy it? Yeah, what are they gonna do next? They just get exposed again and again for all their lies. Why Antifa? Why are they trying to deny Antifa? I think, it must be because Trump called them a terrorist organization. So now they're trying to say, oh, look, Trump's just crazy. It doesn't really exist. It must be part of it. We all know Antifa is the globalist army. They pay them directly through their Venmos and PayPals and whatever, and pay them thousands of dollars to do these protests. These kids aren't protesting for free. You know, they don't get their little. There was a big, huge Antifa protests, BLM, Antifa, same group. They were socialists. They were in the Midwest, and this woman got caught on a U-Haul bringing all their signs and everything that they held up. Like, these kids don't even make their own signs. They're made for them by the globalist controlled NGOs. And this woman got caught out doing this, and I don't think she was working with a group with them. I don't know whatever happened to her. She was outed, but I don't think anything ever happened to her. Of course, globalists get and their minions get outed. They don't face any real justice because the globalist George Soros controls all the attorney generals, so they never get charged with anything. But yeah, it's been exposed again and again. Yeah. Oh yeah. See, he's trying to put people here on the spinning wheel, keeping us spinning around, throwing knives at us. That's what the globalists are doing to the people. Yeah, so let me just shuffle a little bit more here. Why are the globalists doing this? Gotta focus on this. Why are they putting out this messaging, this particular messaging right now? Yeah, let's see. I think I've shuffled enough. Let's take a look at Halloween Tarot. Why are the globalists coming out with this new lie, gaslighting the hell out of everybody now? Anybody that watches MSM, which I don't, but anyways. What's going on? Let's see what the cards show. Okay. General situation here. The star. Yeah, so it's interesting in this star. You have this big monster. The interesting thing about this deck of cards is there's a black cat in every card. So if you're a cat lover like I am, you'll love this deck. But anyways, yeah, so in this one you have this gargoyle here, and then you have the cat down here looking at the gargoyle at night. So I'm getting at, they're trying obviously to mess with their minds, and I see right now this gargoyle as the globalists, right? They're this old demonic group of old men led by all these old men, and they're still trying to push their ways and their goals. Stars we see as their goals, your long-term plans. We all know the mountains back here, the Swiss Alps, where World Economic Forum is located, Davos and all that. So these the Davos men, globalists, still pushing out their messaging on the internet, because the stars can also be depicted as like the internet, putting out these little messages. Each star is a little message for everyone to see. And yeah, so, and you can take it literally as stars, right? Like for the globalists, these talking heads are the stars for them. They're little news stars, if you will. I mean, the globalists control Hollywood as well, the Hollywood stars, but they also consider the mainstream media people are also, actors and actresses. They're not real journalists. They don't go out and do any journalism. They just sit around and repeat the lines the script that they're given. So they're basically Hollywood actors and actresses, all these mainstream media people and comedians and all that. They're not real. They don't come up with their own stuff. So yeah, they think so. I'm getting major arcana upright, messages to the world through their stars, their goals here. They want what they want you to believe and on the internet. It seems like this is a message they want to put out far and wide. And Three of Wands reversed. Yeah, because they want to take down the image. Okay, so 3 is a creative number, with the wands putting out messages in the media. And like I said, Trump was just calling out Antifa as a terrorist organization. And so the globalists are trying to overpower his minor arcana messaging here that he's just created now, right? This is the first time we've heard anybody in the world, as far as I know, except maybe Czechoslovakia, or that one country, is Yugoslavia, Czechoslovakia, a country that hates Soros because that's where he's from, and they consider no, it's all terrorism. But I get that Trump and his group trying to start this messaging of Antifa is a terrorist organization to be treated, and the major arcana, the globalists here, the gargoyle globalists, the Satanists, demons they are trying to overpower Trump's messaging. They're trying to overpower it with all their stars, their actors that they have in the media, the news media and otherwise, to have them all come out and sort of just drown out Trump's messaging, right? Because it's all about whose message is coming out the strongest, who's got more publicity. It's all PR. I mean, the war of the globalists is all PR, and so they're trying to overshadow Trump's messaging of Antifa being terrorists here. So it is a messaging war, and the globalists are used to winning this. They're very confident in themselves and getting this message out in every way. Oh, at the bottom of it all, 10 of Swords reversed. So I see the little bats here in this one as Antifa, flying monkey bats of the globalists. And of course, this person underneath is basically dead. I would see that as people, citizens, the peasants. So I take this as reversed. The globalists want to continue. You can see this as an excess of or secretively. But the globalists want us all dead, right? They don't need most of you. You're useless, as Yuval Harari has pointed out. You don't have the skills. They have it all taken care of with AI. They don't need you anymore. So they only need about what the Georgia Guidestones say again, about 144,000 or something. They don't need you anymore. So they want to kill more, and Antifa helps with that, to destroy society and to bring in the tyranny and destruction. The New World Order is about just destroying everything to build back better. What do you build back from? Oh, from total, utter destruction. That Antifa is helping. And by the way, this is what they did in Nazi times too. And after, if Antifa is successful in what they're doing, the globalist rulers will just kill them in the end. That's what they did in Nazi Germany with the brown shirts, who had the same function as Antifa does today. So this is like a repeated, because these globalists are Nazis. I mean, Klaus Schwab is a Nazi. I mean, it's quite obvious. They're all Nazis where they're coming, all this gain of function virus is all Nazi science. And of course, Prince Harry is buddies with the Asimov Nazis, right, in Ukraine. So there's a lot of Nazism involved with this globalism. So that's why I kill everybody is basically I'm getting at. And that's why I see the bats. You got brown bats, like the brown shirts, because they're the original Antifa. That's how I see that. So it comes to my mind when I see that card right now. Yeah. All right. So how's my chat doing? Is my chat holding up? Is it doing good? Yeah. Mailman. Yeah, I think it's looking good this time. My chat is working. Very happy. 7 of bats reversed, 7 of swords reversed at the bottom. So I see this as they're trying to secretively trick us. They're trying to manipulate us again with the tricks, same old tricks, This is the way the globalists speak to us. You want to know what the globalists want to say to you, what they think of you? Just turn on the mainstream media. They'll tell you right away what they think of you and what they want you to think. So they are trying to trick us again secretively here. I take it reverse as excess, manipulation here. I mean, what's the point of denying Antifa? They're asking people. They're seeing the brainwashed people if they can really get them to deny reality that much. And like I said, this is exactly what they did during COVID, and it did work on a lot of people, and maybe it's still working on a majority. But there's some segment of the population they're confident they're going to get with this messaging. But again, the globalists never really know how a message is going out is going to really be received by the people. Like Meghan and her video driving by Princess Diana's death site. It seems like she didn't realize the reaction she was going to get, and she took it down right away. Same with Macron with the 2024 Olympics, which was just one huge satanic ceremony. He quickly took that down everywhere as well. All over Twitter, he took it all down. So the globalists don't always know how people are going to react, and they can be surprised by it as well. So what triggered what the globalists to come out with this messaging of, Antifa doesn't exist. They're a mythology. Dr. Carolyn Borisenko is just hallucinating the whole thing. Two of bats reversed. Oh, yeah. So this I see the two of bats, bats again is swords. So see a couple of things with this, and one is about information, holding when it's upright, it's about holding back information. You see the person, I don't know if you can see, it's kind of hard with this light. Oh, that's a little better. She's got her arms crossed over her chest, kind of like Prince Harry did with his therapy, She's also blindfolded, this person here. So you can look at this as you've got good bat, bad bat, like a angel devil kind of thing whispering in the ear of this person who I believe represents the people, right, that the globalists are trying to manipulate. And they're trying to keep people in the dark, and reversed, showing that they're trying to suppress information and keep people from hearing the truth and to psychologically manipulate. It's a reverse. I take it as more of not only lies and bad information with the Seven of Swords, but also sort of doing it subconsciously. A lot of this stuff is that they're trying to reach the subconscious. So they're hoping you don't notice, in other words. By pointing it out and dismissing it, we're making it more conscious. But if people just let the ads go and didn't respond, didn't think about it, just heard it and just went on with their day, that's the more subconscious. That's what they're hoping for. They were hoping to put this message out subconsciously. They didn't want anyone to notice. But this guy on Twitter, brilliant man, and I'm sorry I don't remember his name. I got the video from. It's on there though. I did like and bookmark the video. So if you want to know who it is, you can look at my, I don't know if you can see my likes or my bookmark. You can't see my likes, but you can see my bookmarks. I bookmarked him and followed him. So, yeah. Anyways, very, very astute man to put this together. A service to humanity there. Exposing it because they want to keep people from being aware that they were doing this. The globalists don't like us pointing this out. So what were the globalists expecting? Did they have high expectations for this messaging, this lie, the millionth lie they tell the people? Oh, Seven of Pumpkins reversed. Okay, they didn't have high expectations on this one. Tiger Eye, you said, like all crimes, it doesn't exist, it never happened. Right, exactly. That's what they want you to believe. Never happened. No. 2 + 2 = 5. It always has. Kind of lies and lies. Erasing history is also important. But, this were their expectations. So, yeah, they didn't want people thinking about it, looking at it upright. You have somebody who's analyzing and looking it over and discussing it and watching it. They don't want people paying attention to it, in other words. They're trying to get people's attention, at least some people, not a lot. I don't think they expected to reach a lot of people with the minor arcana, but they did expect that it would be a way to change the discussion. Like one of the tactics of arguing with someone is to redirect the conversation. Right. So somebody starts talking about Antifa, and then one of the talking heads would say, oh, they don't exist. So let's focus on what really matters. It's a way for them to move off the topic without discussing it or analyzing it or exposing it. They just don't exist. Now, So that's one of the reasons for this. But they didn't have high expectations. I think they knew, as most people know, how ridiculous this is for the globalists. But I do like that it shows the globalists, yet again, the globalists control mainstream media and how controlled they are and how they're still, to this day, all those clips were taken in the past 7 days. So it's still going on today. It hasn't stopped. People just have to stop watching it. So what were the globalists afraid of or not want to talk about? Oh, hermit reversed. Wow. Maybe they don't want people talking about Harry. That could be. No, I'm just kidding. The hermit here, I think they didn't want people. The Antifa is going to be graduating to making bombs. This card, you can see he's got something exploding in his hand. And skull here, more death. So I get that they don't want people. And look, oh, is that interesting? In this particular hermit, you've got a poster up here. I don't know if you can see it. Hard to see, but there's a pumpkin, and above the pumpkin is a brain, and the top of the pumpkin, like as if he took the brain out of the pumpkin. So that's what the globalists are trying to do to us. Let me see. I gotta turn on my other light, I think. I don't think this light works as well. Let me do this. Okay. All right, this is a little better. So the brain there, they're pointing at the brain. So number one, they're trying to gaslight us and F with our minds and get the lobotomized people who actually watch the mainstream media and take it seriously. They're doing the messaging for them. They don't want them to realize, because they're planning Antifa with the globalists, backing them and paying them. There's going to be a lot more explosions and violence and deaths coming. So they're trying to set the stage before they do more destruction. They certainly don't want people figuring it out or blaming them or watching them, because or reporting them and all that. So they're very worried here with the major arcana. What they're worried about, don't want. But what do they want? What are they hoping for? 10 of Wands reversed. Yeah, they're trying to stop Trump and okay, so this is, I take this as like an ICE or a police officer arresting these two. You see he's holding the two little demons. These two demons are the Antifa. So you got the authorities there that has them both by the scruffs of their neck and is about, like arresting them, right? So that's what the globalists don't want. Like, no, don't arrest anyone. Don't arrest our little minions. We have more people to kill and more buildings to burn down. So, yeah, so they don't want the globalists don't want their army. Basically, the Antifa is the globalist army. They don't want them being taken down. So how do the globalists see Antifa? How does the globalist see Antifa? Well, Queen of Imps reversed or Queen of Wands reversed. So they do see them as a pain in the butt. But that's their job. Their job is to be destructive and annoying, like Meghan Markle. This is the Queen of Wands. Meghan Markle may be part of Antifa. Who knows? Or at least she's part of the same club. She's working for the globalists. So Meghan Markle is in charge of the Sussex Squad, who are also Antifa BLM related. So actually, yes, Meghan Markle is a part of Antifa. So they don't want people connecting the dots to her. Number one, I think literally that's what this card is showing. But also they think of Antifa as, they're destructive, and the queen can represent domestic affairs. So destructive to families and women in general, and domestic affairs, domestic country in the country. So trying to destroy all that, particularly women. Women are always a target, right? Women's spaces, what is a woman BS is all related. So what's going to happen next? What's the globalists going to do next? Oh, I guess 7 of Wands reverse. Yeah, so they've been defeated. They've been exposed. And they're recognizing that now. So they're going to be, as interesting as this little 7 of Wands, you have one little demon guy who stands out. Like he's not like the rest of them. It's kind of like Meghan Markle here. It's like, you got a white face while everybody else is like reddish color. He's like wearing a costume. He's trying to fit in there. So this is the globalist messaging, trying to fit in with the people, and it didn't work. It's a big fail, and they recognize that. They know they've been exposed. Their white faces have been exposed, and they can't stand it. They can't stand it. Bill Gates can't believe nobody likes him. you know, they seriously, they're totally twisted. In the long term, what do we have here? Oh my goodness, they're very unhappy. Things are not going well for the globalists. I'm proud and happy to announce 9 of bats, 9, yeah, so 9 of swords reversed, which I take as an excess of, and also as in a hidden way. Like they're not showing it outwardly. Like the globalists aren't going to go on TV and start crying, right? But they're very unhappy, and of course they're also very mentally insane. They're insane. They are. I think somehow maybe Antifa is going to turn on them. They do tend to turn on everyone. So I mean that's their job. They're just psychos. So yeah, wow. Things are going to go from bad to worse for the globalists, especially with their messaging. And of course, I do have a lot of swords. There's that messages, strategy, trying to brainwash everyone. Because we got the 7 of swords, 10 of swords, 9 of swords, 2 of swords, lots and lots of swords here, and wands. So very cards of oppression and trying to manipulate and push people around. But yeah, globalists are losing steam here. They're losing power especially with the messaging. They still have their money, but they're not getting their messages are not being accepted. I've got 7 of pumpkin, 7 of wands or 7 of imps, and 7 of bats. So 777. Now I think 7 is a spiritual number in general, but 3 sevens is about infinity. One of the meanings is infinity. Another meaning is 3 sevens can mean joy. Joy. That's the communist Marxist terminology that what's that that all the communists are using nowadays. It's a perverted definition of joy where they're really talking about communism. So yeah, that's what we're talking about here. I'm talking about using, and that's part of the messaging, right? They use words like joy and sustainable and green when to mean destroy, kill, destroy, maim, and just to commit crimes against humanity. So that's basically what all this is about. Their work with that and their lies and deceptions. So a big fail, and will continue to fail. I'm happy to say, and they are very worried here with the major arcana. They don't like being exposed. They don't want their secrets coming out, and how they have been the ones to provide all the ammunition and explosives and whatever else Antifa uses. So yeah. I think Trump is making them nervous with this. So good on that. So anyway, so that is what I have for you today. And I'm so happy the chats are working again. And thank you all for being here and chatting. So I can, yeah, it looks the same as BLI movement. It is the same. They're all the same people. Yeah. Yeah, it's all set up for the sheeple. Exactly. Exactly, Tiger Eye. Always trying to mislead us. Yeah. All right, so that is all I have for you today. Thank you for being here. Until next time, everyone, hope you have a wonderful day or a wonderful evening. All right, take care, everyone. Bye bye.